Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. So I am going to show you guys the autumn curriculum that I decided I'm going to do with the boys. So it's from Gentle and Classical Preschool, which is nothing new here because I've bought in several different things from them. And it says, enjoy the seasonal shift into the crisp autumn months as you explore important events in history alongside fall-focused nature explorations. This 4-unit study includes handicrafts, living books, character development, poetry, art, and more for your K through 4th students, and it celebrates all that October and November have to offer. So obviously the beginning comes with like the introduction and all that stuff. But I'm very excited for this because it has history books. You guys see? So it has history books, nature books, and then they have bonus nonfiction or alternatives, which is very cool. And then obviously up top they have the core read aloud. So these three are like the main important ones. So I'm very excited for this. And then of course it gives you the supplies that you need for the various units. Hold on, the sun. And then of course it gives you the supplies that you need for the various units. Each of the units is 2 weeks long. So you start it October 3rd, and then it ends the week of Thanksgiving. So it's your entire month of October and November that are already planned for you. And if you guys don't know, I do have the handicraft toddler book, but obviously we'll be switching to the handicrafts that are in here because they're more seasonally appropriate. But I'm very excited for that. So for instance, Unit 1, they're learning about Native Americans. So for instance, Unit 1, the history lesson is Native Americans, and then the nature focus is changing leaves. As we all know, fall is the prettiest time of year when the leaves start changing all sorts of their different colors. So the book goes over what all of that jazz includes, and they do have level 1s and level 2s. So if your kids are more advanced, then you would do the level 2. My kids are a lot younger, so we're just going to do the level 1 and go through that as well. So of course it has the schedule. Sorry if this lighting isn't fantastic. The sun decided it wanted to come shine. So it has everything that you would do, the day you would do the craft, the day you read your nature book, the day you read your history book, all of that kind of stuff, which is nice. And it does come with Copywork for grades 2nd and up. However, as I've stated, my kids are younger, so we're not going to be doing the Copywork. If you purchase the digital copy, it comes with 3 different files, and one is all of this that I'm showing you guys today, which is just like the layout and stuff and the schedules and stuff like that. And your second file comes with all the printables that you need in order to correspond with whatever it is that you're doing. I didn't print those out yet because it's like 115 pages. So I decided that I'll just print those as we need them. And then the last file is going to be all the Copywork stuff. And they do have stuff in both print and in cursive if that's something that you're teaching your children as well. You can order the physical copy. So the physical copy, they recommend placing your orders by the 20th and selecting expedited shipping. So that way you can make sure that you get it on time by October 3rd. Because we all know how the post office is running these days. So you want to make sure you order it as soon as possible if you'd prefer to have the physical copies already provided and printed for you. I don't mind printing things, on the other hand, and it's cheaper to just get it digitally. So that's what I did. And you can use it multiple times when you download it. So the first craft is beaded craft leaves, which will be very cute. And then there's an alternative project as well where you can just make cute little bracelets. That project might be a little too tedious for youngers, so I would probably recommend doing that for olders, but definitely worth it as well. And then obviously Unit 1, they're going to be talking about Native Americans and the seasons changing, so they do give you extra book reads if you would like about Native Americans, and then extra book reads about nature around this time of year. And then down here I think it's very cool because there's more ideas of like things you can do throughout the 2 weeks that you're covering this unit. And I like it because down here they include more ideas, so it's even more things that you could do over the 2 weeks that you're covering the unit. So they have things like going on nature walks, making fall scented Play-Doh, or a fall themed sensory bin, which would be fun. Create a teepee, take a field trip to a museum or historical society that has preserved the ways of the first Americans from your area, which I always think it's cool. And then at the end of each unit, they have acts of Thanksgiving, because obviously this time of year is about being thankful for what you have. So they do have acts of Thanksgiving that you could go over as well. And then Unit 2, you're going to be focusing on Columbus and exploration, and then the nature focus is apples. So again, level 1, level 2, they give you the schedule, and then the craft is a string art apple, which I think is very cute, and I might make one of these with the kids because it just looks like it would be a lot of fun. And obviously this is one of those crafts that require some prep work from the parent, so you would have to get the wood and then nail or hammer the nails into the board and set everything up first. So if that's kind of your thing, go for it. If not, then I would move on to the more ideas section of the workbook, and then you can pick one of those activities from there if you prefer a more simpler craft. Then moving on to Unit 3, the history section is the Reformation, and the nature focus is pumpkins, because Unit 3 is going to be 2 weeks prior to Thanksgiving. And then again, it goes into all of that. And then the craft is actually making chocolate hammers with marshmallows. So you're just taking the marshmallows, putting them on a stick, and then dipping them in some chocolate, which sounds absolutely delish. So the next page is a tea staining craft or activity, I guess you could say. It's not a craft. So it's literally just 2 steps, and it's so you prep the tea, and then you just dab the tea bag on the paper in order for it to look more aged and historic. It does require a printable from one of the printable sections, but that's about it. And then of course, more pumpkin and Reformation books. And then under more ideas, they just suggest going to a pumpkin patch, carving pumpkins, that kind of thing. Yeah, so this doesn't cover Halloween at all. It's all more historic stuff. And then obviously moving on to Unit 4, the history is Thanksgiving, and then the nature focus is harvest, because as we know, Thanksgiving is usually officially the end of the gardening season for most places, especially here in the Midwest, and it's about harvesting everything that you've put in work for all year long. So there's the books regarding that. So the craft for Unit 4 I think is super cute, and it's corn husk dolls. You do need 12 corn husks per doll, and you can usually get them at the Hispanic stores. They tend to have corn husks there for like when you make tamales and stuff like that. Or you can check the international aisles at your grocery store. But if push comes to shove and you're having problems finding them in a regular grocery store, go to a Hispanic grocery store and you will most likely find them there. So yeah, that also requires minimal supplies. It's just corn husks, a few pieces of felt, and then some ribbon to tie it all together. So it's super cute, super simple. And then there's a little corn husk family. Of course, more books on Mayflower and the Pilgrims, harvest books. And then for more ideas, it proposes having a Friendsgiving, learn about turkeys, take a field trip to watch local crops being harvested. So my favorite craft in the more ideas section I think is very cute, and it's to make a handprint art tablecloth. So everyone in the family, mom, dad, and children, everyone gets their handprints and just kind of like stacks them on a tablecloth, and then you use that tablecloth for your Thanksgiving dinner, which I think is a super cute idea. So we're probably going to end up doing that because it's very simple to do. You just need some paint and a tablecloth. So I think we're definitely going to do that one. And then it gives you the link if you want more in-depth details. The last thing in here that under more ideas that I really liked was, I think it's especially important to do this time of year because it's all about the season of gratefulness. However, it is a habit that you should develop, that you should do throughout the year as well. But it's to have every family member list 3 things that they are grateful for the week. And I think it's very important to teach your children gratefulness, and not only teach your children, but to practice it yourself, because I feel like a lot of times in life we can get distracted by things that we want or not being where we would want to be. But it's very important to be grateful for the things that you do have, because there's so many people, not only in this country, but in the world, that don't have as many things as us Americans do. And we should really make sure that we are acknowledging the privilege that we have and being grateful for the things that we do have, and making sure that we're teaching our children to be grateful and thankful as well. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I honestly have no idea what's going to be coming from this channel. As I think of videos, I create them and then I post them. I'm still trying to do 4 videos a month though, at minimum, but sometimes it might be more than that. And I know they say that when you have a YouTube channel, like, they recommend you pick a niche and stick to it, but variety is the spice of life, okay? And it's very hard to just like keep yourself in this tiny little box, because there's so many different sides of me that I would like to share with you guys, and not just, you know, be the garden girl or like the plant girl. So I hope you guys are ready for lots of random content. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.